If you want to describe it as someone trying to have sex with the ceiling, I mean, that's a fair description, right? It looks like someone trying to have sex with the ceiling. You're not always going to look like a fairy in the gym. That's what you think you look like. You watch these Instagram videos and these YouTube superstars and you see how they're lifting weights. It's all well lit and it's all well shot. And you think that's what you must look like when you're in the gym. But it's not. And I include myself in this as well. 9 times out of 10, you kind of look like a fish that has come out of water and is struggling for air. So you're just like... But you know, you got your form and stuff right, and that's all that matters. And on top of that, there are exercises that are actually really good for you, but will make you look stupid as soon as you start doing them. And some of these are quite under the radar as well. So other gym guys will look at you like, that guy is really weird, that guy's really strange. But actually, you're ahead of the game, and I'm going to reveal them to you now. Now, I did want to do this video when I was back at the gym, because they've been closed over here in the UK for ages, but I can't wait anymore. There's still over a month. It's like 6 weeks before they're going to go open again. So I thought I'm just going to get it done, and I'm going to move on to something else. But this is indeed 6 great gym exercises that are going to make you look stupid. In number 6 is the suicide push-up. Now, straight away, you'll be rolling your eyes going, what, the suicide push-up? I don't think I want to do that. I'm quite happy being alive. And if I'm honest with you, I don't know why they're called suicide push-ups, but I do know why they're of benefit to you. And that's because they almost protect your shoulders. Now, one of the #1 injury complaints of people that do go to the Fitness Palace of Love is eventually some kind of shoulder twinge. So if you can do something to try and circumvent that, that's absolutely something you should be doing. It still does work your shoulders as well as your triceps, and obviously your chest and your core and stuff like that. And a lot of people, and I would agree with this, say that it's harder than a regular press-up, a regular push-up. So if you're looking for ways to almost, I don't know, progressive overload your push-ups, this may be something you want to incorporate into your routine. But look at it. Now, you'll find plenty of variations of these as well on the internet. There's a variation for everything, even though it's a variation of something else. But the one I wanted to shout out was the one on tnation.com. I'm going to use the video that they put up there. Hopefully this counts as... Sometimes people get mad when you use their footage, but hopefully me saying their name, tnation.com will allow you to go there and check it out. And they put it perfectly, right? You have to attain a pike position and dive downwards so you're looking right below your own feet in the bottom position. So for starters, you have to get you have to get 3 different bench presses or benches, so that's going to annoy people. And then you put your head towards the floor and it looks like you're going to throw yourself into the floor. Now look, it's actually quite a good press up. I've done it before. It is very, very good, and it kind of hits your muscles in a different way than a normal press up would, and that's what we're going for. But do not pretend if you saw this, you wouldn't look at that guy. You'd think he didn't know what he was doing. That's what you would think to yourself, like, that guy is an absolute moron. And also, again, you'd be super mad because he's using all the benches and all you wanted to do was a set of flies. But there is a more basic version you can do without the benches, but it's so much better with the benches because you can get so much depth on it, right? And it's pretty damn good. You have to accept that once more you're going to like a numpty, but I would absolutely add it in. It's pretty excellent. Number 5 is the hyperextension. Now, some people don't like hyperextension, and I will say, please take care of it. It's so easy to injure yourself on the hyperextension because you're mucking around with your lower back, and your lower back, much like your shoulders, is just so fragile. But once again, look at this. What is that? It's essentially a reverse sit-up, but it looks like you're a seal. You're like a seal, like flapping around, oh, once more, or whatever noises seal makes. It's just not a normal movement whatsoever. Now, once more, just to double down on it, you absolutely have to make sure you're taking care of yourself. But if you do it correctly, I think it's a really great way to strengthen your lower back. I think it can almost stretch out your lower back if you're dealing with any aches or pains or you just need to stretch it out. It's a really, really good way to do it. And a lot of people in orthopedics also recommend it. So when a doctor is saying yes, there must be something in it. But you don't look normal. You don't look normal. And most people, when they're coming up and down, put their hands here as if they're trying to sort of hear what someone's saying. Excuse me, I can't hear you. I think they're Hulk Hogan from the 80s. I mean, even the piece of equipment is weird. The amount of times you go into a gym and you look at the hyperextension machine, you're like, what is that? It takes like 25 seconds. Oh, it's a hyperextension machine. And not all gyms have them. I've been, the last 2 gyms, I mean, I've been them for a while, but my last 2 gyms, neither of them had hyperextension machines because people just don't understand the love. Number 4 is the hip thrust. And I think this just stands to reason. I mean, look at the hip thrust. If you want to describe it as someone trying to have sex with the ceiling, I mean, that's a fair description, right? It looks like someone trying to have sex with the ceiling. The thing is, though, for my money, it's the best way to work your glutes outside of squats. And some people don't like just doing squats because obviously you're going to work your legs and everything else. And people like to isolate certain body parts. And I think the hip thrust is awesome for working your ass, is essentially what I'm saying. Now, I don't do them that much anymore because my ass is so big, not through muscles. I just have a big ass. As I've told you many, many a time, I could rest a beer can on it if I wanted to. Why wouldn't I just use a table? I'm just trying to prove a point. But it doesn't matter if you're a man. I can't stand, oh, it's a female exercise. exercise. What world are you? Grow up, pal. Like, it's not a female exercise. It's an exercise. And if you do it, it doesn't make you less manly. And if you think it does, your problem lies elsewhere. Trust me, hip thrusts are great. Start light. They're not something you can do easy, even though once more, it does look like you're just trying to, get your end away with air, which is a very strange thing to do. But I don't feel like they get enough love because they are categorized as, oh, it's not as cool as a deadlift. Are you in the gym to look cool, or are you in the gym to sculpt your body? If you want to sculpt your body, please incorporate the hip thrust. In number 3 is the Zercher squat, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. There's every chance that I'm not. But the reason it looks so silly, as it comes magically onto the screen now, is because it looks like you don't know how to do a real squat. For some reason, you are coddling the barbell as if it's a small child, and then you are doing the normal squat position, going down to the floor and then coming back up. But yeah, most people know what a barbell squat is, so they can't look around like, this guy, I understand what he's doing. But this is a great way. This is a great variation of the squat. I mean, obviously it's going to smash your quads because you're doing a squat. I personally think it's way easier to go deeper when you are holding the bar in this fashion. I prefer it to the front squat, which I feel like puts way too much pressure on my shoulders, obviously because you are balancing the bar in that kind of an area. And in many ways, I actually think that it's better for your upper back and your quads and your core. I mean, I can't really explain why I think that. I just think sometimes when I'm doing normal barbell squats, I'm a bit like, oh no, what's gonna happen? But when I'm doing Zercher squats, I feel a little bit more in control. Now, of course, if you are just going for size, strength, I should say, you wanna be putting the barbell on your traps, on your back and doing it that way. That just stands to reason. But if you are looking, like I say, for some variations, or you want to hit your muscles from different angles, or you just want to try something new, which is always exciting, definitely incorporate the Zercher squat, but be prepared for that one guy to come up to you and go, oh, dude, that's not how you do squats. Then you'll try and explain it to them, and they won't understand, because they never want to listen to anything that anybody else has to say, but it doesnn't matter. You're more evolved than them, and that means that you're better. Number 2 is the bear crawl. And we'll sum this up by saying this. Have you ever seen a bear that didn't look like it could whoop your ass? The answer is no. All bears look like they can whip your ass, and that's because they can whip your ass. And how do they get to point A to point B? They do a crawl, hence why we're talking about bear crawls. Now, this is something I never would have done in a million years, but because the gyms have been closed and we have been stuck at home, I've been trying to find ways to work muscles in a different way or do different forms of cardio, and I found the bear crawl, and honestly, I think it is great. I mean, for one, you can do it anywhere, and that's always of benefit. But also, if you can keep up the time under tension for a long enough period, you start feeling it in your upper arms, you start feeling it in your chest, you start feeling it in your shoulders, to the point, even though I was doing basic weight training as well, or as best as I could, I woke up with a little bit of DOMS, aka delayed onset muscle soreness, aka pain. But it's also great for your core. Can't remember if I said that, but I'm saying it again. And it's quite a decent cardio exercise as well. I was exhausted by the end of it. I was sweating. And as you've already seen, I mean, well, you look like a bear. So whether or not you look stupid, I don't know. But I guess it's one of these weird scenarios in life where if an 8-year-old did this, that's fine. People are like, oh, look, he's so cute. But if we do it, as grown men and women, it's like, well, what is that moron doing? You can't be crawling around on the floor. Then hopefully you can compare it to a bear, and they'll make they'll make sense of it. I remember I saw some kind of viral video clip of a kid about to eat a banana on a tube, an underground, and he just threw the banana on the floor, and everyone was like, I was like, if I threw a banana on the floor, I'd be kicked off the train. Also, I wouldn't throw a banana on the floor. They're delicious. But yeah, if anyone does a bear crawl in the gym, once again, it's just a strange sight. You kind of think like they're having a breakdown. You go up and give them a hug, and you're like, are you okay? Are you okay? But honestly, bear crawls, you will be surprised. Whatever exercise you're doing, whatever routine you're doing on a certain day, throw in just, I don't know, 3 sets of bear crawls by the end of it. I think you'll be surprised. Number 1 is the flipping Turkish get-up. Now, I mean, this is just a feat of strength, if nothing else, because you are lying on the floor and you're holding some kind of weight above your head, usually a kettlebell is what most people do. And then you're getting to your knees, and then with your arms still, reaching up to the ceiling, you're gonna stand up, and then you have to get all the way back down and then do it again. That counts as 1, right? Repeat, 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 repeat. And there is a certain way to do it. There's a certain form that you need to, be trying to perfect. It's not like you can just sit on your ass and then stand up. You have to get it absolutely right. And when you do really, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, you're kind of working every single muscle on your body. You're also gonna be smashing your core. I bet that it's great for cardio. And the reason I say bet is I don't do Turkish get-ups. I'm not built to do something like that. My shoulders and my entire body would probably just fall apart. If I had done a Turkish get-up, and I was going to do it in the gym, so you should blame the gyms for this video probably would have ended with me crying and going, I can't do YouTube anymore, and I would just run to my mum. which would have been a terrible idea because my mum is hundreds of miles away. Also, it's a pandemic. We're not meant to be doing this kind of thing right now. And that's all because of the Turkish get-ups, but I have done them in the past. You do look like an absolute buffoon. Again, this is the one that I would personally say, do you want to do them as part of your normal routine? I mean, I don't. But it's something you want to do as a finisher, or at the end, maybe once, twice a week, even if you just do 4 or 5 of them, absolutely. Because they're so brutal. And you never see anybody mentioning them ever. I understand why, because they're just not that popular. Probably because you do like an absolute, dick. but that's fine. Who cares? Really, you look like a dick doing any kind of exercise. I mean, what's this? Bicep curl? It just looks like you're trying to punch yourself in the face. There you go, 6 exercises that are great for you, but that will make you look stupid. Just try each and every single one. If you never have, they all have pros. Of course, they all have cons as well. Maybe do some reading and see if it's for you. Then like the video, share the video. Please do subscribe. Hit the bell, ding, ding. Then you know when other videos are going to be live. YouTube will tell you. There's another one right there. Please do give it a click. Patreon, Instagram, merchandise, and Twitter are in the description below. But otherwise, thank you for spending a few minutes with me, and I'll see you on the next one.